Some bands fight for attention, others spend their lives trying to fit into a world that never made room for them. These four young men did neither. They built a world that fit them instead. History remembers the headlines. Ghost Legion remembers the people. Have you ever been told you are too much, too different, too loud, too political, too strange? Like the way you see the world is something you should apologize for. Imagine carrying a history people don't really talk about anymore, or maybe never did. That's what Serj, Daron, and Shavo grew up with. Families shaped by survival, loss, and a lot of silence. In early 90s, Los Angeles, being Armenian American often meant explaining yourself over and over again. When you come from what your people went through, why it still matters. So in 1994, after things didn't work out with earlier bands, they started again. Daron had this poem, Victims of a Down. They trimmed it down, made it hit harder, and that became the name, System of a Down. It didn't sound safe, that was the point. For a while, nothing about them made sense to the outside world. They were playing small clubs, figuring things out in real time. Songs would switch direction halfway through, come to chaos, melody to shouting, no warning. But that was them. It wasn't messy, it was honest. Andy Kachaturian, their first drummer, helped build that early sound until a serious hand injury forced him to step away. Then in 1997, John Dolmayan came in and everything clicked. Around that time, their demos started moving around LA, passing from hand to hand. Eventually, they reached Rick Rubin, and even he wasn't sure what to do with them at first. Because how do you sell something that doesn't sound like anything else? But he took the chance and signed them. In 1998, they dropped their first album, and it didn't try to win people over. It kind of demanded your attention. The song felt unpredictable, like they could fall apart at any second, but never did. One moment you are pulled into something melodic, next second it's a scream. And underneath all of that, they were saying things most bands weren't saying out loud. At first it spread slowly, then more people started catching on. And before long, that album wasn't just heard, it was felt. It eventually went platinum. But more importantly, it built a following that actually...
I'll take the first part and the second. There's a link on our website, systemofdown.com, that links to a couple of other websites that allows fans to web fax as well as email their own congresspeople as well as the Speaker of the House too.
I'm Shavo from System of Down, and I'm here working on the launch trailer for Mortal Kombat X. That's sick. It could be dun 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 dun. Ah, father! It's actually...
Then at 2001 happened, Toxicity drops, and suddenly they are everywhere. Number 1 on Billboard, over 200,000 copies in the first week, and the strange part, they didn't change anything to get there. If anything, that doubled down on who they are, and then September 11th, everything shifted. The mood, the media, what people were ready to hear. Songs like Chop Shui, which were already intense, started making people uneasy. Not banned officially, but quietly pulled back in a lot of places, because suddenly those lyrics felt a little too real, But that was always their thing. They weren't trying to be comfortable. They were trying to be honest. They were not trying to fit into the world. They were trying to tell the truth about it. But that moment didn't slow them down. It pushed them forward. Toxicity kept growing, and so did their impact. Then in 2005, they did something most bands wouldn't even attempt. 2 albums, 5 months apart, Mesmerize and Hypnotize. Both hit #1. At that point, it wasn't luck anymore. It was proof. In 2006, BYOV wins a Grammy, and somehow the same band that once sounded too different was now defining the moment. Not because they adjusted, but because they didn't. In 2006, they stepped back from making new music. Not completely gone, just quiet for a while. But their songs didn't disappear. If anything, they kept finding new people. In 2010, they came back to the stage, and the audience was still there, still loud, still connected. Then in 2020, when war broke out again in Armenia, they came back for a different reason. Not for charts, not for attention, because staying silent didn't feel right anymore. They released new songs and put everything towards helping people on the ground. Same voice, just different moment. Maybe that's why millions still hear themselves in these songs. Sometimes the loudest music comes from the deepest scars, and sometimes the world calls you too much, right before it realizes it needed exactly that. If this story stayed with you, join the Legion, subscribe to Ghost Legion, and help keep these stories alive. Every legend lives behind a story. Some never stop echoing. This is Ghost Legion.